The second beatitude Jesus lists off is found in Matthew chapter 5, verse 4. It says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." Now, this word that he uses for mourn in the Greek is pentheo. It is the strongest word in the Greek language for sorrow. There's some debate, but most scholars would say that Jesus isn't talking about sorrow in a typical sense that you and I would think of like we're mourning over, or we have sorrow over the loss of a loved one, or some brokenness in a relationship or whatever else. But Jesus is really talking in a spiritual sense. Blessed is the one who mourns or has deep sorrow over your own sin and brokenness. We saw in the last video in the first beatitude, he's like poor in spirit, like we recognize we have this debt that we cannot pay, and only God can fill that void in us. Only God can bridge that gap because we're incapable of paying that debt. And now in response to that, we have this deep mourning and sorrow over our own sin and brokenness. And I gotta be honest, a lot of times I do not feel sorrow over my sin. God, I want to experience conviction. I want to have sorrow over my own brokenness and have a right-sized view of who I am in response to who God is. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted.